Chosen one, listen closely. Everything you thought was steady, everything you believed you understood about people and power, flipped overnight. The whispers, the doubts, the hidden schemes, they all changed direction. Suddenly, someone is defending you fiercely, standing up when no one else would, and it's not by accident. This is Allah's plan, unfolding in ways your eyes couldn't see and your heart couldn't predict. Today, you're about to uncover 7 powerful lessons that reveal why this shift happened, why you are divinely protected, and why your journey is being elevated in ways that leave even your strongest opponents in awe. Stay with me, because what you are about to hear will awaken your awareness, ignite your faith, and remind you that the Chosen One can never be denied. Chosen One. Understand this with unwavering clarity. Every insult, betrayal, and secret plot aimed at your downfall was never truly a measure of your weakness, but a reflection of the divine test that only Allah could place before you, because what He has destined for you cannot be broken by human hands or corrupted by human hearts, and even the darkness of envy and malice that surrounded you was allowed as a furnace to refine your faith, strengthen your character, and elevate your station beyond what you ever imagined possible. They believed that by undermining your reputation, spreading rumors, or trying to manipulate your circumstances, they could dim the light Allah placed within you. But the reality is that every attack they launched was transformed into fuel for your endurance. And every time they thought they had succeeded in destroying your spirit, Allah was quietly reconstructing it, molding it into a fortress of patience, resilience, and unshakable reliance on Him alone, so that what seemed fragile to the eyes of the world became indestructible in the sight of your Lord. And every tear you shed, every sleepless night, and every moment of despair became the unseen labor that built the foundation for your inevitable triumph. Know, Chosen One, that those who tried to break you did not understand that your soul is tied to a destiny far greater than their comprehension, that your struggle was never wasted, and that the same hands that allowed challenges to touch your life also provided invisible shields that no enemy could penetrate. And when the moment came for the scales to tip, what they assumed would die quietly rose like a roaring flame, unyielding and bright, revealing to the world that nothing human or malicious can undo what Allah has decreed, for the one He protects and strengthens is like a tree planted by rivers of blessing, rooted in divine wisdom, nourished by trials, and impossible to uproot. And today, as people watch in disbelief at how circumstances have shifted, know that every attempt to harm you has already served its purpose, because what they tried to destroy became the very instrument through which your power, your faith, and your destiny are now revealed. And this is the eternal truth. The Chosen One cannot be broken. The plans of envy cannot succeed against divine will. And whatever Allah has decreed to flourish in your life will rise above every shadow of opposition, every whisper of doubt, and every scheme of the envious, because nothing touches the one whose heart, actions, and faith are aligned with the most just, the most wise, and the one who never allows what He has chosen to perish. Chosen One, understand this truth with deep clarity, because the moment you stop chasing approval, explaining yourself, and proving your worth to those who could not recognize it, a subtle but undeniable shift began to take place in your life. A shift orchestrated by Allah Himself, who knows the hearts of all beings and moves the unseen in ways that no human foresight can grasp. For too long, you may have carried the weight of other people's perceptions, bending, adjusting, and justifying your path in the hope of acceptance. Yet every effort to be understood by those whose vision was clouded by envy, pride, or ignorance only drew you into their orbit of distraction, pulling you away from the quiet, powerful work Allah was cultivating within you. And when at last you released the need to be validated, when you allowed your sincerity, your integrity, and your steadfastness to speak for themselves without your interference, the divine law of balance shifted, and overnight the tides turned. Those who once dismissed your presence, mocked your choices, or underestimated your influence began to perceive a new reality, sensing a strength, a dignity, and a light that they could not contest. And in the unseen, hearts aligned with your righteousness began to move. Allies appeared in places you never expected, and someone, perhaps invisible to your immediate perception, began defending you fiercely, standing as a barrier between you and the schemes of those who had sought to diminish you. All because Allah's timing is perfect, and the moment you stopped forcing recognition, He allowed the recognition to come to you in ways that no effort or struggle of your own could produce. Understand, chosen one, that detachment from the need to be approved is not indifference, it is a spiritual power, a divine magnet for protection, loyalty, and unseen alignment. And as you walk in quiet trust, you will notice doors opening without your request, people speaking in your favor when you are not present, and circumstances flipping in your favor without human explanation, all signaling that Allah is moving the world in accordance with your sincerity, that He honors the one who relies fully on Him, and that what appears as sudden shifts, fierce defenders, and unanticipated support is in reality the manifestation of a divine principle. When you release the chains of seeking validation from the flawed and the envious, Allah grants you validation from the heavens, and the world bends to the decree of His perfect will, reminding all who witness it that the chosen one does not need to fight for recognition, for recognition will come to them at the exact moment it is meant to, in the exact form that will elevate their path, confirm their perseverance, and announce to the world that what Allah has chosen cannot be undermined, bought, or delayed by human opinion, and that the true power of the chosen one lies in surrender, patience, and unwavering trust in the one who sees everything, knows everything, and defends everything that belongs to Him. Chosen one, reflect deeply on this truth. Every moment of silence, every unspoken prayer, every trial endured without complaint, every injustice you witnessed, and every betrayal that cut deep into your heart was never unnoticed. And though the world around you tried to measure your spirit, to test your endurance, and to push you beyond your limits, only Allah truly knows the weight of your struggle and the depth of your patience, because patience in the sight of the envious, the manipulative, and the unjust is a treasure invisible to those who fail to see beyond appearances. And yet, in that patience lies a hidden power that transforms what the world perceives as weakness into an unbreakable shield of divine favor. Understand, chosen one, that those who attempted to exhaust you, humiliate you, or provoke, you were never capable of seeing the treasures being accumulated in your heart, the spiritual wealth being sown into your soul, and the invisible victories being recorded by the most just. And for every tear that fell in private, for every sleepless night spent wrestling with circumstances beyond your control, for every moment you felt isolated, misunderstood, or abandoned, Allah has already multiplied your reward in ways that human eyes cannot fathom, in ways that no worldly recognition could match, and in ways that will reveal themselves at the perfect time, when His decree aligns and the hidden fruits of your endurance rise to the surface, bringing protection, support, and recognition that could never have come from human effort alone. Patience, chosen one, is not mere waiting, it is an act of worship, a declaration of reliance on the Most High, and a spiritual declaration that no matter the cruelty, no matter the opposition, no matter the unseen forces that conspire against you, you are anchored to the one who never forsakes, never overlooks, and never delays beyond what is perfect. And because of this, what they thought would exhaust you, what they assumed would silence you, and what they believed would break you, has instead become the very evidence of your strength, the magnet that draws unseen defenders to your side, and the proof that Allah's plan rewards those whose patience cannot be measured, whose sincerity cannot be tested, and whose faith cannot be shaken. For the chosen one does not endure in vain, does not suffer unnoticed, and does not struggle without divine multiplication of their reward. And one day, chosen one, you will witness the astonishing truth that every moment of patience they could not break has been recorded, multiplied, and returned in a way so magnificent that those who opposed you will realize their attempts only served to elevate you in the sight of Allah, making you stronger, wiser, and more protected than ever before, because nothing escapes the justice, wisdom, and mercy of the one who sees all, knows all, and rewards all with perfect measure. Chosen one, pay close attention, and let this truth sink deeply into your heart. The protection surrounding you, the fierce defense you suddenly feel from people or circumstances that once seemed distant or indifferent, did not arise by chance or human calculation. It is the direct manifestation of Allah's wisdom and mercy, orchestrated in ways that the eye cannot see and the mind cannot predict, because the one who controls the heavens and the earth knows precisely how to shield his chosen from harm, even before the threat reaches them. Often, you may have believed that protection could only come through those you trusted, those who seemed loyal, or those whose support was visible. Yet Allah shows us repeatedly that His ways are beyond human comprehension, and the most formidable shields often come from sources you never imagined, from hearts you never expected, and through actions that appear coincidental but are in fact divinely arranged, because Allah has the power to turn even the hands of the world's enemies into instruments of your safety, and even the whispers of those plotting against you into triggers for your elevation. Understand, chosen one, that the very people, the very conversations, and the very circumstances that once brought anxiety, doubt, or fear can be transformed into protective forces, standing as barriers between you and harm, because Allah sees your sincerity, knows your intentions, and values your journey. And so He places unseen guardians, unseen alliances, and unseen opportunities along your path to ensure that no attack, no envy, and no plan meant to harm you can succeed. This protection may manifest in ways that challenge logic, someone speaking up for you without being asked, circumstances shifting in your favor without explanation, doors opening where they were previously closed, or warnings reaching you before danger arrives. But every instance is a demonstration of divine orchestration, proof that your path is being watched, tended, and defended by the most just, most wise, and most merciful. Realize, chosen one, that these interventions are not merely coincidental acts of kindness. They are intentional movements of divine energy, responding to your patience, your faith, and your obedience. And they serve as a reminder that even when you feel alone, even when the world seems silent, and even when your efforts appear unnoticed, Allah has already mobilized forces to shield you, guide you, and prepare the stage for your elevation. And often, these protective actions are so subtle that you may only notice them in hindsight, yet they are no less powerful for being unseen. For the unseen is where the true strength of divine protection resides, because what Allah shields is not only your body, your reputation, or your affairs. It is your heart, your purpose, and your destiny, ensuring that every step you take, every decision you make, and every trial you face contributes to the fulfillment of the plan He has written for you. Therefore, chosen one, when you witness sudden defenders, unexpected allies, or circumstances bending in your favor, recognize that these are not random occurrences, but precise interventions designed to honor your journey, safeguard your mission, and demonstrate that no human force, no envy, no scheme, and no opposition can penetrate what Allah has chosen to protect, because the chosen one walks with unseen shields, guided by unseen hands, and surrounded by a protection so perfect that even the enemies of truth unknowingly become instruments of safety. And this is a sign, chosen one, that wherever Allah places His guardians, no harm can reach you, no opposition can overpower you, and every challenge that comes is already accounted for in the ledger of His perfect wisdom. Chosen one, reflect deeply on this reality, because every challenge you faced, every injustice that touched your life, and every betrayal that shook your trust was not only a test for you, but also a divine mechanism through which Allah stirred loyalty in others, awakening hearts that you could never have imagined would stand for you, defend you, or honor your presence in your absence. Understand that the trials you endured were not isolated moments of suffering, but threads woven by the most wise to connect you with unseen allies, people whose courage, insight, and allegiance could only be activated by witnessing your perseverance, your integrity, and your unwavering faith. And though you may have felt alone, overlooked, or abandoned during these moments of testing, Allah was quietly orchestrating a network of protection, ensuring that the efforts, the prayers, and the silent struggles you endured would not only refine your character, but also trigger a movement of support in the lives of those destined to defend you, speak on your behalf, and protect your honor. And these defenders, chosen by Allah's wisdom, do not act out of mere personal interest. They are activated by witnessing the authenticity of your struggle, the depth of your patience, and the purity of your intentions. And they rise in your favor because Allah has written it so, aligning their loyalty with your divine mission, their courage with your trials, and their intervention with your need for protection, all at the perfect time when the world least expects it. Realize, chosen one, that loyalty is rarely awakened in the absence of adversity, for it is through witnessing steadfastness under fire, integrity in the face of deceit, and faith amidst overwhelming pressure that hearts are moved to act. And so every trial you endured, every insult, every hidden attack, every moment when the world seemed deaf to your struggle, became a catalyst for this loyalty, a spark igniting unseen defenders who would now stand as barriers against injustice, amplifiers of your voice, and witnesses to the truth of your journey. And these forces, though invisible at first, begin to emerge as the circumstances shift, creating sudden reversals, unanticipated support, and moments where people rise on your behalf in ways that feel almost miraculous, but are in fact the result of Allah's perfect orchestration, because He knows that the chosen one cannot face every challenge alone, and He has created allies in the unseen, hearts prepared to act with courage, and circumstances designed to reveal His protection. And the loyalty that now surrounds you is both a reflection of His justice and a direct response to the sincerity, patience, and perseverance you displayed when no one else could see, understand, or appreciate it. Chosen one, understand this deeply. Your trials did not only test you, they were the very instruments through which Allah aligned the universe to serve your mission, turning enmity into opportunity, adversity into awakening, and pain into a catalyst for loyalty. And every defender who now stands for you, whether they act openly or behind the scenes, is a living proof that your suffering was not in vain, that your faith was seen, and that Allah's plan never loses its precision, timing, or power, because the one He chooses to protect, elevate, and bless does not walk unguarded, unloved, or unassisted. And through your trials, He has activated a force that no human opposition can counter, no envy can diminish, and no malice can overpower. For the chosen one's journey is never solitary. Every struggle is purposeful, and every moment of endurance becomes a trigger for unseen hearts to rise in loyalty, defending, supporting, and honoring the path that Allah Himself has decreed, ensuring that what was meant to test you instead becomes the very reason the world bends in your favor. And the loyalty that now surrounds you is the living proof that Allah turns trials into divine alignment, and nothing, chosen one, can undo what He has so perfectly designed. Chosen one, listen with your heart, because this is a truth that transcends human understanding. Every shift in your life, every sudden turn of events, every moment when circumstances seem to favor you or align perfectly in your direction, is the result of Allah's flawless timing, orchestrated with precision that no human mind can comprehend, because the one who created the heavens and the earth controls every second, every heartbeat, and every decision in ways that serve the ultimate purpose of his wisdom, mercy, and justice. Understand that what appears as coincidence, luck, or sudden reversal is, in reality, the manifestation of divine decree, a timing so perfect that it ensures the impact of every victory, every protection, and every alignment is felt at the exact moment it is most effective, leaving no doubt, no room for error, and no possibility for the opposition to anticipate, interfere, or reverse it. And this is why the chosen one's life is always guided by unseen hands. For Allah knows that rushing blessings before the heart is ready can weaken their effect, while delaying support until the moment is exact maximizes both the test and the triumph, ensuring that your endurance is rewarded with magnitude and your patience multiplied beyond measure. Reflect deeply on this, chosen one, because every delay you have endured, every period of silence when the world seemed indifferent, every moment when the enemy's schemes appeared to gain ground, was not a sign of neglect, but a preparation, a divine calibration to ensure that when your breakthrough arrives, it arrives with unmistakable force, undeniable clarity, and a ripple that awakens witnesses, activates loyalty, and manifests protection in ways that defy human logic. Allah's timing is never random, never early, never late. It is perfectly attuned to your soul, your mission, and the ripple effects your elevation is meant to create. And this is why what they thought would destroy you, diminish your influence, or delay your destiny, instead became the very mechanism that amplified the effect of your triumph. Because every trial, every obstacle, and every moment of waiting is recorded in the ledger of divine justice and transformed into an instrument of empowerment, ensuring that when support, protection, or vindication arrives, it arrives in a way that cannot be ignored, challenged, or diminished. And this is why suddenly, overnight, people begin defending you fiercely, circumstances shift in your favor, and the universe itself seems to bend toward your elevation. Because Allah has deemed that your moment of impact is now, and it is calibrated to perfection to honor your patience, test your faith, and confirm your perseverance. Chosen one, understand this deeply. Divine timing is not about when you desire outcomes. It is about when Allah knows your soul is ready to receive, when the world is ready to witness, and when your trials have reached their highest purpose, for He sees the end from the beginning. He measures the impact of every event, and He orchestrates every detail to ensure maximum effect, so that your success, your protection, your elevation, and your vindication resonate not only in your life, but across the lives of those whose hearts are connected to the truth, creating a chain reaction of recognition, loyalty, and justice that could never have been achieved through human planning, premature action, or rushed decisions. Realize, chosen one, that every moment of waiting, every period of seeming stagnation, and every delay that tested your patience has been working silently, invisibly, and powerfully to prepare the exact moment when your life flips, your allies rise, your enemies are confounded, and the world witnesses that what Allah has decreed for His chosen cannot be stopped, undone, or diminished. For divine timing ensures that every protection, every reversal, and every loyalty is activated not a second too early or too late, but precisely when it can achieve maximum impact, leaving no doubt that the chosen one walks under the guidance, precision, and orchestration of the most just, the most wise, and the one whose timing is flawless, unstoppable, and perfect in every way. And this, chosen one, is why what you are experiencing now, the sudden defenders, the flipping of circumstances, the loyalty activated on your behalf, and the unseen forces aligning to protect and elevate you is not random, accidental, or humanly orchestrated, but a living testimony of Allah's supreme timing, a timing that magnifies your triumph, multiplies your blessings, and ensures that the impact of your rise is as clear, undeniable, and powerful as the decree that has always been written for you in the eternal knowledge of the Most High. Chosen one, pay attention with your heart, because the signs you are witnessing, the sudden defenders rising, the circumstances flipping overnight, the unseen loyalty activating on your behalf, and the protection manifesting from places you never expected, are not coincidences, not mere chance, and not the result of human effort. They are clear, undeniable manifestations of Allah's decree, and they serve as a divine confirmation that your destiny, which has been written and sealed in the knowledge of the Most High since before the heavens and the earth existed, cannot be obstructed, delayed, or denied by anyone, no matter how powerful, envious, or scheming they may appear. For the chosen one is tethered to a purpose so sacred, a path so divinely orchestrated, and a mission so profound that all the opposition, disbelief, and malicious plotting in the world cannot alter what Allah has willed to unfold in perfect timing. Reflect deeply, chosen one, that every obstacle you encountered, every betrayal that cut deep into your soul, every hardship that tested your patience, and every moment when the world seemed silent or hostile, was not a mark of rejection, but a preparation, a calibration, and a refinement of your spirit, because Allah's plan is not measured by human perception, but by the readiness of your heart, the perfection of the timing, and the alignment of circumstances that maximize the impact of your rise, your influence, and your testimony on this earth. And it is precisely through these trials and their ultimate resolution that the signs of your unstoppable destiny are revealed to all who have eyes to see, hearts to feel, and minds to comprehend. For those who once doubted, envied, or opposed, you now witness the power of divine orchestration and recognize, consciously or unconsciously, that what Allah has decreed cannot fail, cannot be halted, and cannot be diminished. Understand this deeply. The loyalty that suddenly stands on your behalf, the sudden reversals in your favor, the unseen protectors moving in perfect alignment, and the way circumstances now bend to safeguard, elevate, and honor you are not just blessings. They are clear, living signs embedded in your life by the Most Wise to confirm your unique role, your sacred mission, and the inevitability of your triumph. And they signal to you, chosen one, that no matter the schemes of the envious, the plots of the deceitful, or the malice of those who wish to see you fail, the path laid before you by Allah is unstoppable, indestructible, and divinely reinforced, because nothing created, nothing fallen, and nothing opposed can prevent the fulfillment of what has been written in the eternal decree of the Most Just. Let this truth settle in your heart. You are the chosen one, destined for outcomes that surpass human understanding, shielded in ways that cannot be seen, and elevated in ways that cannot be contested. And every moment of difficulty you have endured, every period of waiting you have experienced, and every test you have faced has been converted into the very mechanism through which your destiny manifests, proving that Allah's plan is flawless, His timing perfect, and His protection absolute. And when you witness the sudden defenders, the shifting circumstances, the loyalty awakening on your behalf, and the alignment of events in your favor, know that these are not random, they are signs, chosen one, unmistakable signs that your path, your purpose, and your ultimate victory are divinely guaranteed, that your mission will be fulfilled, and that no force on earth or in the unseen can stop what Allah has decreed for the chosen one, because the one He chooses is not only protected but elevated, not only tested but victorious. and not only challenged but destined to leave a mark so profound that the world, the hearts around them, and even the unseen realms bear witness to the truth. Allah's chosen cannot be denied, cannot be silenced, and cannot be obstructed, for their destiny has been written by the Most Wise, and it unfolds in perfect, unstoppable, and undeniable alignment. And this, chosen one, is the ultimate proof that your rise, your protection, and your triumph are not possibilities. They are certainty, they are signs, and they are the manifestation of divine decree for the one whom Allah has chosen to honor, defend, and elevate above every trial, every opponent, and every challenge that the world could ever present. Chosen one, now you understand the truth. Every shift, every sudden defender, every unseen protection, and every loyalty awakened on your behalf is a sign from Allah Himself that your journey is sacred, your purpose is divine, and your destiny cannot and will not be denied. Remember, the world may have doubted you, opposed you, or tried to diminish your light, but Allah's wisdom always prevails. His timing is flawless, and His protection is absolute. What you have endured, what you have been patient through, and what you have persevered in silence has not gone unnoticed. It has been the very foundation for the elevation, the defense, and the triumph you now witness unfolding in your life. Stand firm, chosen one, for the one who created you, shaped your path, and ordained your mission, walks with you every step, shields you in every trial, and aligns every force to honor what He has decreed. Let this be your reminder. You are never alone. You are divinely protected, and what Allah has written for you cannot be stopped by anyone, anything, or any circumstance. Trust the process, embrace the signs, and walk boldly in the light of your destiny, because the chosen one rises, the chosen one prevails, and the chosen one fulfills the purpose that the Most Wise has prepared since eternity.